We're all good. Oh, you didn't say anything. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to OTR with Anna and Jeff.
My finger accidentally started it.
Oh, it accidentally started.
Yeah, no, it accidentally.
You didn't give me a countdown, man.
It accidentally started it, and I was expecting you to give me the countdown. You're like, oh, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
No. I thought, okay, it doesn't matter. We're starting. We've started. Hello. Hi. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to whoever is listening to this.
What about good evening?
Tragic, wonderful masterpiece.
What about good evening?
Good evening.
What about good afternoon?
Good afternoon.
What about good midnight?
Good midnight.
What about good early morning?
No.
Okay.
They are excluded from this. Anyone who wakes up early.
Anybody who wakes up between 3 and 7 o'clock, get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out. Who do you think you are disrespecting me like that?
Who are you?
Disrespecting yourself
Mark
like that.
Wahlberg? Marky, the Mark guy?
Disgusting.
Who takes a shit and doesn't know how to flush a toilet?
It wasn't me.
It was fucking one of his. Disgusting.
Always a classic. How are you doing today, Jeffrey? Anything exciting happening today?
I went to bed at 4 and I woke up at about 10. No, I woke up at about 9-ish, 9:30 or so.
That's not bad. That's like 5 hours of sleep.
And I went from 10:30 to 6 for work today. Kind of tired, kind of not. Haven't nutted in the last day or two.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say in the last 4 hours.
No. You see, your boy's trying to cut down because he has problems.
I see. Gotta get you that good old chastity belt.
No, stop.
It's alright. You know what? Give Papa the key. I'm sure it'll work.
Can I give you the key? No.
If you never want to see the key ever again, then yes.
Fucking bad.
I will launch that sucker into the ocean.
Anna.
Don't Anna me. You know that I would.
I know you would, and then I'd be stuck, and I'd have a difficult conversation with the fucking locksmith.
Or the fire department.
I would never trust them. Do you know how big their clippers are? Clippers?
Exactly, big strong men.
Big strong men with big strong penises.
Big strong clippers and big strong
to penetrate me in my tight booty hole.
Have you ever seen one of them? They built different. They built nice.
Oh, never mind. I can't oust them like that. But now I feel kind of weird talking about. So there's a teacher I knew who
Oh. Go ahead.
So there's a teacher I knew who was I think it was like a physics and engineering. Essentially, he was like a math man. But now he's a firefighter, and now that I've said that about firefighters, and you said that about firefighters, I feel kind of odd in a way where I just said big boy firefighters penetrating me in my tight booty hole.
Well, listen, you said that phrase. I said they're built different.
I know you said they built different, understandable, but at the same time, still kind of odd that I referenced firefighters. Now he's a firefighter, and he's a good teacher. I enjoyed his class.
Was he built different?
Ooh, God, not. I was gonna say, ooh yeah, man's built to take me. But
I don't know who this teacher is.
I hope he does. I hope he never figures out that this is me.
You know what? It's okay if he does. More power to him. You know. He'll just be like, "That's right. I am built different."
He's actually a very wholesome guy.
I can imagine. I feel like firefighters are either assholes with good intentions, wholesome boys, or just people who kind of were like, yeah, I got nothing to do. I guess I'll be a firefighter. Like, it was their childhood dream, and they were, like, not as enthusiastic about it anymore, but they just didn't feel like they had any other...
Bro, I so want to be a firefighter.
Well, then, I mean, do it. Live your best childhood dream. Become that middle-aged suburban...
Stop, man. Stop. Because that's what he kind of was.
Yeah. I told you.
middle-aged white guy.
Well, I mean, it's definitely a bit better. I feel like. Well, every job has its pros and cons.
And he had
Especially-
mutton chops.
Especially a job that's as serious as being a firefighter, because I'm sure there are fun days and people try to lighten the mood. But at the end of the day, it is a job that has serious consequences, and that is very, very serious career, really.
I once did like a field day thing, and there was like firefighters there, and he was like, with the safety protocols of houses nowadays, with what they have set up,
Mm-hmm.
fires aren't like a super massive priority. Just because like there's so many safety features in houses and everything that like can either prevent or stop fires as soon as they happen.
Yeah.
Right? So house fires aren't necessarily like the most dangerous thing that firefighters are on call for.
Mm-hmm.
He said that it was more or less like emergencies, like paramedic type stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
he said that a bunch of firefighters know very like standard first aid, and then like know some advanced first aid.
Yeah, and that's definitely, I can see that happening, because when I got in my car accident, the people that were on call there to check my vitals and everything, because they're like, oh, should we send someone out? And I was like, I mean, I guess. I feel fine, but, I really was not doing groovy. It was the firefighters, and I didn't expect it to be the firefighters. I fully expected there to be an ambulance, and I was like, damn it, it's going to cause attention. But it was firefighters. It still caused attention, but I was like, okay, slightly better than being like, oh, yes, here are nurses. But also, that is extremely great, because it brings me to my next point, that doctors and nurses and ETMs are often busy with COVID cases right now, which is a really big thing. It's like there's not enough healthcare workers out there to support this pandemic, because it's being, hospitals and clinics and all of those places are being flooded with cases who are in life-threatening situations. And I don't know, I feel like it's very important to mention that, they're
Sorry, go on.
Oh, no, it's okay. Would you like to take a big old swig for the folks?
Are you serious?
Yeah, sure. I really hope that violated everyone's ears as much as it violated my soul to be interrupted like that.
I'm so sorry. You want me to make it worse so that it's worth it?
Yeah, sure. Oh, no. You can stop doing. You're gonna give someone nightmares. You wanna know what that reminded me of? You know how
Yes.
there's like these scenes in anime with like the squid or whatever that randomly grabs the girl? And it doesn't even have to be based off of that. It's just like any random girl in anime will at some point get grabbed by an octopus with tentacles. That's exactly what it reminded me of. That's exactly what that would have sounded like.
I've seen men being grabbed by tentacles.
Yeah, I'm sure you have.
Anyways, back to your first point.
Yeah, COVID's like a really big issue right now, and I think a lot of people are forgetting about that, and they're starting to put it aside because people are kind of tired of living day to day following these guidelines. But the reality of the fact is that it is still a very big issue. As of December, in fact, you know how we already know about the UK variant, right? The mutation that was in England, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so as of December, they found out that there's another one in Brazil. And so now the question is like, what are these mutations? What are they all about? Yeah, so the UK variant, the mutation that happened to that one is that it has more crown spikes. So as an example, we'll use like a sphere with Legos, because everyone, or I hope most people are familiar with Legos at least. Sorry about the tubs. But Legos, you know how they have the singular brick with the singular little titty? You know what I'm talking about, right? So instead of having just a singular, it now has double titties. So a whole pair of titties per each new spike. So that was the mutation, right? And the vaccine was developed to cover one of those titties so that they didn't like pop out and create more titties on healthy cells, thus creating a new COVID virus within the body, right? Am I making sense up to this point?
Yeah. No, I'm listening. I'm listening.
And so the new vaccine is not big enough to cover both titties. So what ends up happening is that it is partially effective, but not fully effective, or at least as effective as it is currently against the COVID-19 strain. And so now this new Brazil variant, I'm a little foggy on the details of this one, but it is, I believe, it can create an immunity within the virus to the vaccine. So it will be immune to the vaccine, essentially causing us to perhaps create a whole new vaccine that just to fight this new Brazil strain. Am I making sense up to this point? I really don't know. You guys are here. Okay, great. Which, you know, it kind of sucks, but thankfully, the upside to all of this is that there is a vaccine that was developed under a year. And of course, I understand that there's some people that are like, oh, the vaccine was developed too fast, or, you know, how can we trust it? But the thing is that vaccines are created in 3 stages. So in a normal time for, like, let's say the flu, we like take a few years to create the new vaccine sometimes because we need to research a little bit more. But for the flu, it's a bit faster, I feel like, because there's already information on file. We just have to make tweaks. But essentially, to make a vaccine, there are 3 stages. So the first stage is, and again, I'm foggy on this part of the information too, so like don't directly quote me, but this is kind of how it goes. I mean, I guess. First stage is, I guess, you do research, you try to find strains or some shit. I don't know. The second one is, I guess they put it into practice or something like that. No, it doesn't matter. I can't remember the stages of it, but it will typically take up to 3 to 5 years to create a vaccine. And this doesn't really matter because we, you know, for the recent illnesses, we have built up some sort of immunity, or there has been a vaccine already to help slow down the flu or whatever it is that people get. So for this vaccine, what they ended up doing was they prepared all 3 stages in advance, so that instead of having to wait one stage to fully finish to go on to the next, as soon as stage 1 was finished, stage 2 was already set up. So it was just like a quick progression. And so they never really like made it unsafe. Safety was the key priority, and it always has been. And I feel like it's just that it was a lot quicker than people expected for a vaccine to come out, that, you know, it's just they can't trust it. And also it's the government, so they feel like they can't trust that either. Especially with Trump having been president and everything. But up to this point, the vaccine that we have for COVID-19, it is 95% effective, and that is the one that is 2 doses. So the Moderna and Pfizer, those ones are 2 doses. Those ones are the ones that are 95% effective. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine is a single dose, but that one's, I believe it is it's within 60 to 70% effective. So not as effective as the other ones, but still effective to some point. And that's because they consist of 2 completely different things. So one of them is made up of RNA, and then the other one is an antibody. And so those 2, I believe it's antibody and RNA, but those 2 are completely different, and their effectiveness is completely different. Because, like I said earlier, you know, antibodies or whatever cover up one of the titties. But then the RNA, I think it's the RNA at least. Don't quote me on this. Do your own research. You know, you can't trust everything that's in the podcast. Do your own research. But one of them I believe it like changes the structure in a line of cells that then helps you create a whole immunity against this virus. And again, that's the good thing. So we have a vaccine in place. That means that people, like, it can be tweaked by scientists and doctors to hopefully help fit whatever protection our body needs against these new mutations. Sorry, was that too much information, Jeffrey?
No. I understood everything you were saying. I just was sitting here listening.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was too much information, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't too much information. Okay, just...
All right.
It was just information that I never really, it's not that I didn't care to put research into, it's just, I never did.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just listening to what you had to say. And, you know, I just man, I don't know how else to explain it. I was just, because I didn't do it. No, I wasn't shook. I was just,
great. So now here comes my closing point. Here, let me get all of my information out so that I don't have to bottle this up anymore.
Yes, ma'am.
But anyway, the point is that there is hope. There is hope, but all of this only comes from us continuously washing our hands, wearing our masks, and socially distancing, which I think is a very, very key factor in helping stop the spread of this virus. But then that brings us back to the very beginning. People are not doing this anymore because there are a lot of restrictions that are being lifted. People just want to go back to their regular lives. It's a lot more difficult when you have to tell a whole society, especially America, to hey, hunker down, stop hanging out with everyone that you fucking see, stop going to Sunday meetups with your family, stop telling Betty to hold the gravy while she's wearing her Sunday dress so that y'all can go to church with your damn grandma. Listen, grandma gonna get Miss Rona, and that's not gonna be fun. Miss Grandma and Miss Rona are just gonna be over there chilling. She gonna be on her deathbed like, yikes, should not have let Betty bring the gravy over to my place. And if people keep going down this route, we could potentially see about 400,000 deaths from this new strain. Maybe in the next 6 months, potentially. It's something that could really happen, and that is a very, very real scenario that could play out. That's why I felt like I had to talk about this to our 2 viewers. Wear your masks, clean your hands, and social distance, bitches.
How's the Twitter going?
Twitter's really just, oof.
Have you updated anything on the Twitter?
Don't ask me that.
Yeah, no.
Listen, it's all laid out. It's all got a plan.
Yeah.
Our one person on Twitter
And,
did not follow us, but that's okay. We'll get back. But this is not let's penalize Anna for not keeping up with Twitter.
how's the Instagram?
Oh, Jeffrey, Instagram never stood a chance. I don't even go on my own Instagram. You should have known this.
Well, that's funny.
Twitter is 100% a thing. Instagram, oof. Wish you don't know her. Really thought about her, but I was just like, she's a little too toxic. Listen, I can't go onto Instagram. Okay? I can't. Do you know what things are on my Instagram? Do you know the life that I led on Instagram before I decided to put it away? Every time I go back, I get a flashback, and I'm just like, oh. It's not a bad thing, but it reminds me, oh wow.
That was me.
That was me, you know? She really went there.
Yeah, I use Instagram. Haven't uploaded anything recently on my personal, but I use it every now and then.
Would you like to plug real quick?
Nope.
Would you like
Not
to
even
plug?
in the slightest.
Would you like to plug? What's your new YouTube name for your solo channel?
Stop.
Something like that?
stop.
Yeah, y'all, if we have any potential new listeners at all,
Anna?
go subscribe.
Anna?
What?
What a great way to stay anonymous.
That's fine. You can always bleep it out.
Exactly, that's what I'm gonna fucking do.
Listen, if you hear this, if you hear what I've just said, know that he is fully on board with selflessly self-promoting himself. Shamelessly self-promoting. I don't know words.
I am not gonna self-promote.
Hey, it's fine. You didn't have to self-promote. I promoted for you. That's
That
not
wasn't
self-promoting.
self-promotion, Anna.
It's fine. Subscribe. Have a good time, y'all.
I am gonna bleep that shit out.
Well, we'll see about that.
No, we're not. I'm gonna see about that because I'm gonna be the one editing it.
We'll see about that. I'll just have to like recommend a lot more people and just be like, hey, aren't you curious about this? Comment about it down below. I'll make 25 different accounts and I'll subscribe and I'll be like, hey, yeah, what's
Anna, please, no. You know what I was considering doing? I do have my own YouTube channel, but you know what I was considering doing?
What?
Fucking making like 50 Gmails and using them all to subscribe.
Subscribe to the channel.
And it'd be like the same things, like Bob is great 1, Bob is great 2, Bob is great 3, Bob is great 4, and it's just like all the way to like 50 or something, and just subscribe them all.
To whoever is listening to this right now, make 10 accounts and just subscribe. Fuck the system. Eat the rich. That's not how this works, but you know, it's
Eat the rich. Kill them and eat them.
Cannibalism.
Cannibalism.
Actually, no, that wouldn't be cannibalism because we are not the rich. That's like
That'd be species cannibalism, but it wouldn't be like
that's a thing.
class
you can say in court,
cannibalism.
right?
What?
You can just be like, nah, we're not the same. They rich, I'm not. That's not cannibalism.
I don't.
Yeah.
Anna, I don't think so.
Oh yeah.
No, because that's like class war.
We'll say it anyways.
That's like
Your Honor, my client is not guilty.
he did not eat.
What is the evidence?
He did not eat a middle class man.
No, you can't say it like that. You can't say it like that. You gotta say.
Your Honor, we are not rich.
Your Honor, this man. This man. Do you remember this man? It shows the wealthy guy. Yes. But as I recall, the person, the defendant, it would be the defendant, right?
Your Honor.
Oh my god.
What?
Oh my god, you really are just talking over me.
As you can see,
Disgusting.
the defendant only makes $40,000 a year, while the victim makes over $400,000. As you can see, they are of a different breed.
I would not have said that. I would have said, Your Honor, when this man said, eat the rich, he was not the rich. Therefore, it is not cannibalism.
How does it
Thank
feel?
you, Your Honor.
How did it feel?
It felt really good. It felt like it was a winning argument.
Getting your joke shut down, motherfucker.
That was not a joke. That's a real scenario. That's real life. It's happening right now. Some lawyer is saying this to defend his person in a case, and he's winning. And I know he is because I'm sending the vibes.
So anyways.
Here's Wonderwall.
I don't know how I can't remember how Wonderwall goes.
That's okay. I've never heard of Wonderwall. I don't think so, at least.
I can't remember how it goes right now. I gotta like listen to the first couple, like first 10 seconds, and then I'll be able to get it from there.
Wasn't it by Oasis or who was it by?
It was by Wonderwall. What? I'm just kidding.
Here's Wonderwall by Wonderwall.
Here's Wonderwall by Wall Wonder.
Watermelon, don't you mean water whale?
I think I'm gonna need to stop you right there. You were being very intelligent like 6 minutes ago.
That's okay. It's just getting me ready for the very scarring story that we have up in next episode, which everyone should stay tuned for because it is a ride and you will question your life, much like I did.
I'll show you a ride. So So it's called a Mustang 420. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know car names.
I don't either. I just know car goes.
I just know that if it gets me from point A to point B, it could be on 2 fucking wheels and I'd be fine.
Well, I would prefer 4 wheels.
I want no wheels.
I like it when they ask the question, is it a 4-wheel drive? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's kind of like.
It better fucking be, or my god.
I know. I'm just like, is this a trick question? Like, yeah, I know that there are cars with like more wheels than that, or at least I think so. I don't know, but it's just hilarious to me how I'm just like, is this man for real?
I fully understand what 4-wheel drive is, but like, but sometimes I just get like 4-wheel drive. Fucking, that'd be cool.
4 wheels drive? My God. Yeah. Cheesecake.
How do we end this spontaneously?
Oh, you don't. It just keeps rolling.